Okie dokie. Today we've got Daryl Bancroft from LED Lighting and Strikehold Australia. How are you today, Daryl?
Oh, good, Craig. It's Thursday, just after hump, middle of the week, and next day. So we're getting closer to the weekend. So going good, going good.
Every day closer to the weekend's a good day.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
That's it. So, all right then, Daryl. Let's start off about if you want to just give us a bit of a rundown on your well, we'll go your businesses because you've got two businesses there, which virtually go hand in hand as you've described before. So, yeah, just give us a bit of a rundown on your businesses, if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, I'll keep it short and brief. So we work in the preventative maintenance uniqueness space. So most people say, well, what do you mean by that? So we protect against rust and corrosion. We stop moisture from getting into things with our product called Strikehold. We manufacture our own underwater lighting, which is primarily pool lights, but it can be water features. We do a lot of garden and landscape lights. One of our most iconic jobs that we did is the shade sails at Marina Mirage for the Commonwealth Games. So we lit up the shade sails with flags, the flag colors of the world, so we can program that. So we've got a vast array of what we do in the LED space. We do a lot of custom fit offs. We get a lot of hotels and resorts that want to change all their pool lights, but they don't want to change all their fittings. So we have what we call an LED insert, which is very unique to us. Nobody else does this. So we pull the light apart and we retrofit it with our leak-proof insert, and we put the light back together. So it's cheaper than changing the whole light out. But what it is really good for is the older resorts that have got big pool lights that don't want to have big holes left in the wall. We come along, you wouldn't even know we've been, but when you turn it on at night, it punches the light. We give on average about 300% more light than a standard pool light. So
Yeah,
so
wow.
that's kind of our space. Yeah. So
So
we've just
when
launched
you
and
sorry, hang on.
go on. All good.
Oh no, sorry, I thought you stopped there. Sorry, I was going to say those. So those shade sails at Marina Mirage. So for those who aren't familiar, that's at the on the Gold Coast. So when they're changing, like over night time, you see them. They'll be like purple, and then they'll go to a green or a blue. That the lighting you're talking about when they all
Yeah.
light
Yeah.
up. Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yep.
cool.
And
Wow.
when I say flag colors of the world, for example, the opening ceremony was green and gold.
Yep.
So we had static green and gold, France, red, white, and blue, that type of thing. So that's a functionality that we can also do off-site. We can do that remotely. So our products are pretty much compatible anywhere in the world. So you asked the question earlier. So we're not just local to Gold Coast. We're setting up our Strikehold products at the moment in the UK.
Okay.
Uh, we send our pool lights over to the Seychelles. We do quite a bit in Fiji with the underwater lighting over there. Um, so yeah, we've sent a few things into Europe as well
Yep.
over time. So yeah, our product, the e-commerce store, we run all our stuff through e-commerce as well now, which we kind of did when COVID hit, which was the best thing that we could ever have done. I'm
Yep.
one of those that's thankful for COVID because it gave us diversity, and
Yep.
it sort of opened up like an airplane that I could fly off the runway and take off. So
Yep.
it was it was good. It was a bit of a leap to take, but suddenly I realized that there's a market for getting products out there. It's e-commerce. We can now bring influencers in. So we've set up an influencer package now, and we've got all that going. That's quite successful. And we can bring on affiliates now. So we can actually get people to make money out of our selling our products. So they get 20% for the sale. We don't push it as an MLM. It's not that. This is about having a unique product that nobody knows about. That if you can do the courtesy of telling them, they will guarantee they'll start using it. It's a
Mm.
bit of a commodity or strikehold product, but then they get paid their 20% commission,
Yep.
and they do that a few times, and they got a bit of beer money coming in. So
Bit of pocket change. So no, that's the go. That's actually pretty
yeah,
good. Yeah. Um, so
yeah.
how long have you actually been in business with like obviously the LED Alpha LED lighting was first, and then Strikehold came along after that. Is that right? So how
Yes.
long have you been in business? Like when did you actually start the LED lighting, the Alpha LED lighting?
Okay, so Alpha LED started in 2006.
Yep.
And that started because I had a pool company before that, and I used to do all the pool maintenance, pumps, filters, chlorinators, all that. And I could see there was a niche in pool lights. Nobody would touch a pool light. It was like a swear word. And
Yeah, right.
I said, oh, okay. So I suddenly worked out that, all the sheep are going over there. If I go over here and I become a specialist, which is why we went into manufacture, we started using the market leading products. It kind of wasn't where we wanted to be in the fact that it doesn't give longevity. So we spent thousands and thousands of dollars on our molds and got them absolutely spot on. So now they don't leak. We got very minimal failure rates. We got high output lighting. We can go in to a pool that's got 10 lights and put 5 in and be brighter than what the 10 were. So we've got really good functionality. That's given us a point of difference. So how Strikehold came around, this was quite an interesting one. So in 2011, I think it was, I wanted to have a point of difference where I could drain the pool, not drain the pool to change the pool lights, because normally you got to drain the pool to change the pool lights because you got cables. And so we found Strikehold. Now Strikehold would allow me to spray my battery drill, and I don't have to strip the drill down. I'm spraying it through the chuck, through the air vent, and just through anywhere I can get the lube to go in. So the Strikehold's a capillary driven solvent. So it goes in as a wet oil. It climbs all the way through the electronics and all the brushes. Within 3 minutes, that drill is fully coated and I can dunk it underwater and I can run it completely submerged.
Wow.
There's our solution for not draining the pool. So that came about. And the old story with Victor Kiam with the Gillette company when he said, hell, I want to buy the company. The razors are that good. Yeah. I didn't quite get that, but I spoke to the CEO of Strikehold and I said, I want Australia, I want Asia Pacific, I want the UK. And he said, yeah, go for it. So that's where we're at now. So we're licensed to do that. We're in the process of setting our manufacturing up here in Australia because it's the supply and demand's getting more and more and more. It's like a commodity product. It's one of those that you don't know about it. Once you find out about it, you start to use it and you think, wow, this is a really good product.
Yep.
And most of our clients are life users once they started using it. So naturally that comes with growth and scale. So now we're at a stage where we don't want to be shipping it in anymore. We need to be manufacturing. So that's how Strikehold came into the mix. And now we've just brought another product in, which is very similar to Strikehold. It's a product called Nordic Chem, which we have been working with for about 10 months. Now that allows us to work within homes, commercial properties. This is an antimicrobial, so it stops mold spores. So you would cleanse all your shower, for example, get rid of all the minerals on the tiles and on your glass, and you polish it with this product, and it's like a ceramic coating. It just seals surface cleaner. So we've now got like a combi package. The Strikeholds for the outdoors, your rust and corrosion, and then the Nordic Chems for the indoors and gives you the surface protection. But because we're antimicrobial, we got TGA approvals, so we're starting to sort of move into that food space place where we can we're just working out all that now at the moment. And so we're very unique, Craig. Like these are the type of products I don't want to see in Bunnings. We're specialized.
Yep.
We're never going to compete with WD-40 and Inox. They're just a cheaper product. We're not flammable. There's so many points of difference with our product. So, but we've got to say, and the only people not using Strikehold are the ones that don't know about it, and it's so true. It's like once they do it, and of course now with the affiliate program, they tell everyone. So you've got your own little sales team. So in a nutshell, that's kind of us and where we're at, and we're just looking to grow now and scale through probably e-commerce. I think is going to be where we go most effectively, because everybody starts to see it online. We're quite active on Facebook and Instagram. I do a lot of live videos because it's just the best way to educate, and we don't sell the product, we sell the solution.
Yep.
Yeah. So every time you see me, I'm spraying something, I'm going, this is a problem.
Yep.
Naturally, I'll tell you what the product is at the beginning and at the end, but I kind of try not to spruce about it all the way through. It's about, we're here because we've got a rusty padlock, for example. How are we going to get rid of that? Well, we're going to treat it with this product. It's called Striker. We spray it, we let it settle. We come back the next day, and that padlock is like a knife in butter, and it's completely fixed. Wow. So yeah.
Awesome. No, that's very interesting. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll just move on to just some other questions, just around just struggles and obstacles and hurdles that you've faced when going, like, starting up business and going into business. So have there ever been any moments where you felt like with either of the businesses or any part of the business where you felt like throwing in the towel? And if so, what kept you going?
Okay, I'm very resilient and I don't do failure. But there has been times when I've thought this is not going where it should be, and probably more financial than anything else, because I'm the type of person that just keeps throwing money at it until I get it right. And that's kind of why we went into our own molds and made our own pool lights, because I was not happy with what we were using. How can I fix it? We made our own products. And so the resilience in me, I'm a runner. I do marathons and things like that. And I do like all night runs and things. So I guess for me, I've always had a mentor. I've always had a team around me. So, I can be damned annoying because they'll go, why don't you just quit and forget that product? That's not going to work. And no, I want support. How can you guys help me? So I reach out, and yeah, pretty much. I guess the hurdles that I've had more than any has been financing stuff, because I'm kind of been like a solo operator. I've brought in partners that were non-financial. That was my biggest mistake. So huge red flags. Anyone that's listening to this podcast, do not bring in a partner if they're not financial, because all they'll do is make you go broke. They just drain your resources. They pretend that they're helping you and you think that they're helping you. I got slightly brainwashed by one of my partners that came in. Even my accountant thought that this person was going to be amazing. Okay. A professional manipulator was that was their role. They stuck around for a couple of years, and then I sort of realized that this is not where it should be. And had I have chosen somebody who was financial, would have been completely different. So so that to me, if anyone's sort of setting up a business, and I was pretty established when this person came along, but they were just looking for an easy sort of lifestyle. And
So no, fair enough. That's good advice, actually. Yeah, that's good thing to for people to keep in mind too. Yeah, like not because I guess there'd be plenty of people out there that have somebody like that they know, or a relative that says, oh yeah, we can help, we can do this and that, but aren't financial. But as you say, they could bring it down in a big way. So yeah, no, that's actually a good thing to keep in mind for sure. So all right. So with the businesses, what keeps you passionate and driven with the businesses?
I think my vision. So I work on a vision board. It doesn't change that much, but probably about every 6 to 8 weeks, something new will go on there. Okay. And I've got some pretty big things on there. I've got like Richard Branson, so I want to get to Nectar Island and spray everything and show him how Striker works, so that he would then go, let's take on WD-40 because he's a disruptor. That's one of my visions. So, and I am getting closer to that. I'm getting people that have got connections with him, and so vision is one thing, planning is another, and my big thing is executing. If vision, plan, and execute. Take it to that next level. So not much stops me. I think really it's a case of just staying with those visions. And as I said, I do a little bit of meditation. It's not much. I run. That's my key thing. That's what keeps me focused. I do a lot of podcasts. I'm always listening to podcasts and very inspirational people. You know, I'm in Daryl Beaumont's Business Blueprint, and that's by far the best mentorship I've ever been in. I've done Kerwin Ray and a bit of Tony Robbins stuff in the past and all that, and Brett McFall, and they've all been good. But Daryl Beaumont's system is amazing. It's just next level. So, and that keeps you on, that keeps you on track, because we're in what we call A teams. You've got accountability, you've got a mentor, and you've got a full team of professionals that you can use within that group. The resources is amazing. So
right, cool. No, fantastic.
And
fantastic. All right. So
I also play in.
Yep.
I also play in a leadership quite a bit on the BDM of 2 networking groups for a local group called Get Link Prestige Networking. So that also helps me in that space, because it keeps me in that leadership role, but it also makes me have to be accountable, so that people can, people look up to people that do what they say. Commitment and discipline is my big thing. If communication, commitment, discipline. So I don't take kindly when people cancel things on a, something else has come up. It's like, well, it's just one of those. I think commitment is really your solemn word, like it's and we're quite strict with that in our group, and it works really well. So we mentor people through, and usually the people that let people down are the poor communicators. So we teach them how to communicate, and as you would know, listening is probably one of the most respected things with communication, because if you listen and you talk and wait to, because some people over talk over the top of people, and just those little tips that some people just go, wow, I tried that and that really worked well. So so that's kind of my tips really for staying in your lane. I think I know we all use the word pivot through COVID, and I did it obviously with my ecom, but I always say to people, stay in your lane. It's easy to go and have a coffee with somebody, and next thing you're going to build a rocket ship and you're going to fly to Mars, and that's taken over your business. So I'm very focused. I've got a lot of people that have reached out to me over the years and said multi-level marketing or opportunities with crypto, and I'm going, no, I'm flying my plane in my LED and my strikehold. So
that's it. It's actually, it's easy to get distracted and veer off course, as you say. Like when you say staying in your lane, it is very easy to, especially with the way things are these days with all the online opportunities. It is very easy to get distracted. I agree 100% with you there, like staying in your lane and just focus on what you want, like what you're heading towards. So
and that was sorry.
I was just going to say, the other thing you mentioned there, commitment.
Yes.
I think that is it's a strong business ethic, being like committed to, as you say, like commitment. People cancel on you, it's just like, and you sort of don't want to really go and do business with them when they keep canceling, or but no, commitment's another strong one too. So I like that.
That's and that follow through. Communication is, they always say, your network's your net worth, but I always say that's one of my favorites. But one of my other favorites is the fortunes in the follow up. You follow that client up 3 months later. How you going, John? Those lights we did for you, is that all good? And did you try the strike hold? And suddenly, I meant to call you. My brother wants a bottle, and my neighbor wants to do their pool lights, and suddenly, and you're not calling up for extra work. You're calling up for that follow up to see how they're going. And but the fortune is always in the follow up. And we have a thing with the networking where we get new members join, and part of our deal is we want them to grow and scale, because we don't really do startups. But what we want them to do is to actually stay in their lane and grow and scale. So we help them through that. And as I said, communication's a key thing, but accountability is the biggest thing, I think, in the networking sphere, because there's lots of people that like to drink coffee and talk about things, but you catch up with them 6, 9, 12 months later, and they haven't really gone much further ahead.
Yep.
So we try and nurture them through that phase and go, well, how about you collaborate with Pete over there, because you're both serving the same customer, but you've got different services. But hey, you both share, and suddenly they're your marketing team. So it's and that's where our affiliate thing came from. It was like, wow, that's a free marketing team. So, and we're doing that globally. So we've got that across the States. We'll set it up in the UK once we get Strikehold moving over there. So I think having no fear is the way to go. Like, nothing scares me. I'm just not scared. I love taking on a big goal. I've set some pretty high targets for my KPIs, and I don't want just put the ball in the net. I want to smash it through the back of the net. That's my goal. So will I achieve it? Probably not, but it's a damn good feeling waking up going, right, okay, let's just hit the ball a bit harder today, and I live on quotes, so I'm quite often, I'm not a comedian by any way, but I like little funny quotes. So like, and one of my favorites is happier cows make better milk. Like, it's just little things that you can say to people that cheers them up. It's you're having a coffee and you just get chatting to the guy making the coffee, and you say something like that, and they just go, wow, you just made my day, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of quirky little ones. They sort of,
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no, that's the go. No, cool. All right. Now, if hang on, I've lost my question there. Sorry. All right. What advice would you give to anyone that's either just starting out in business or looking to start out in business? Is there one bit of advice you could give
Yes,
somebody?
I would say VPA. So vision, plan, action. In that. So vision, get your vision. What are you trying to do? Plan it, and plan it well. And before you execute that into an action,
Yep.
make sure that everything, like you've spoken to the guy that's going to do that, and then that, like a conveyor belt type setup. So I would say, yeah, vision, plan, action is the only way to succeed, I think, because if you go in, it's like loading a weapon without putting bullets in it. You're going to fire it, but you're going to go nowhere. So if you're going to put live ammo in, make sure that the vision, the plan is ready for the target, and then you go for the action. So I guess, yeah, in that, and I'd say use professionals. Don't use people on Facebook that are using fake reviews to say that they've got 15 million followers, and and then you find out that you're paying them for the 6 months and your SEO hasn't done anything. And so I always say, just learn how to surf the net, and especially on Facebook and Instagram, and LinkedIn's a really good resource for finding out the true person that you're actually dealing with before you do business with them. So, and ask, just reach out to anyone in the network sphere and say, hey, this person, and they'll tell you, like, if they've got a good name, happy days. But and I think you just pay a bit more and you get a lot back. You what's the saying? You pay for monkeys and you get
Peanuts.
monkeys. So
Yeah.
peanuts. Yeah. So
That's
it's yeah. So I guess that's I think my advice would be, just have a really good vision, plan it, and then really make sure that plan's ready to go before you take those actions, because actions what's cost you money. You got to spend the money to do the actions. Your vision and your plan, probably not so much.
Yep.
But I would strongly advise, absolutely have a mentor, and at least somebody else that you can talk to in your corner, and join a business networking type group, or like a round table where you meet up at least fortnightly or monthly, and you hold each other accountable, because that will change the way you do business. If you don't meet up and have that support, I just find that a lot of startups or that they give up. You think, oh, that's a great business. And then 6 months later, they're gone. And you just think, wow. But it's because they've tried to do it on their own or not had professional support. So
That's awesome advice. I love it. Yeah. I like that. That's one thing I do like asking people, because everyone's pretty much got a different view and a different bits of advice. And yeah, that's awesome. I love that. So
yeah.
all right. Well, we might wrap it up there, mate. So basically, if anybody has got a pool, or looking for some awesome lighting, or looking for that awesome what's the strike hole? It's sorry.
Yep. Dry lubricant.
Yes. Yep. All Daryl's links will be in these posts. By all means, reach out, look him up. You'll find all his links to be able to get a hold of it. Ask questions. You'll find out all the information you need. So, all right then, mate. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate the time. And yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, thanks, Craig. Really appreciate it. And anybody, just reach out. I'm available pretty much any time. Just, yeah, happy to help in the preventative maintenance sphere to help people out with whatever problems they got.
Awesome. Righto, mate. Thanks very much for that.
Too easy. Thanks, Craig.
Bye.